Hello, you little sleepyhead. You just been crying because you didn't want to go to sleep? I just wanted to come on. I have a call, but I just wanted to speak to those of you that are super intelligent, right? You've got a great job. You've got a belief that when it comes to other things in your life, other than yourself, that you can actually make it happen, right? You know that if you want to get that job, you can get it. If you want to get that apartment, you can get it. But when it comes to gorgeous little you, that's where all the roadblocks come up. And you're trying to use the same rational, logical brain when it comes to you as you do with your business and your work affairs. And, you know, this is something that I see so much is you are never going to change your life inside your comfort zone. You are never going to change your life when you're trying to have everything figured out up front. When you're trying to have absolute certainty of, well, I want to know how everything pans out. I want to know exactly how I'm going to find the rest of the investment. I need to know all this up front. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. Guess what? You're never going to have all the answers up front. You need to be willing to step out into the ocean of the unknown, where you're not certain for the first effing time in your life, where you don't know what's about to happen. Because the way that you've been working is you need to know, hello, gorgeous, I'm going to take that earring out before it gets swiped. The way that you've been operating is you think you've been doing your due diligence by knowing everything up front. And while I agree with that, especially in a business arrangement, you want to know what your salary is, you want to know what your job description is. Yeah, absolutely. That works in the business world. But when it comes to actually wanting to shift over 30 years of conditioning, you don't know the way right now. That's why you're in this community. And you haven't ever lived from an open heart space before when it comes to love. And I can say that with certainty, because even though many of you have had some relationships where you definitely love this person, I'm not saying you haven't had that, but I'm talking about full-blown soul-connected love, where you love yourself on such a deep level that you're able to attract in this really high-frequency relationship. Yeah, that's what Mummy did. That's why we have you. And in order for me to change my life, I had to get out of my own rigidity. I had to get out of being a control freak. I had to get out of, hey, Sally, I'll see you shortly. I had to get out of wanting to know everything up front, because that was coming from fear, scarcity, lack, and zero trust. But when you actually stumble across something, like many of you have who've worked with me, you know when it comes to that moment where you make the decision, when we invite you in, that your heart is shouting at you, yes, 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 I want this. I know I have to do this. Meanwhile, your head is having a panic attack. And your head is saying, well, this isn't responsible, and I don't know how I'm going to figure it all out, and I shouldn't do it because, you know, I need to know all these things up front. So you have that contrast going on the calls, I know. But the reason those of you that have done my program have changed your life is because you gave over to your heart. And you said, you know what, why don't I do something different? Why don't I not actually listen to my head and follow through on the knowing of my heart that's saying, you deserve this. You deserve to be supported. You deserve to change your life and to be the woman that men choose, and to wake up happy and to not have to sit around worrying and suffering in wasting your best years. This is a heart decision to change your life. The work that I teach is about activating your heart space. And let me tell you, it gets real. It's not a nice little kumbaya ceremony where we talk about unicorns and creating daisy chains. Not at all. Because that would be wasting your time. This is about, I have a process that I have used personally to attract in my soulmate, my rock, the love of my life, who is now the father of this beautiful girl, albeit a tired girl. And that would never have happened if I didn't get out of my own way, out of all my excuses and all my justifications about the fact that I've been hurt before. Are you talking to Mummy? You're breathing on Mummy? It just wouldn't have happened. And I was pretty certain that I'd done all the work. I was like, oh, well, you know, no, I hadn't done the work. I'd been outsourcing the work, getting healers to work on me instead of me actually co-creating with a process that actually goes straight to the heart. And once I found that, I was like, oh, okay, this is significantly different to what I've been doing. This is not collecting more information. This is not about me doing this in a reasonable way. This is about putting full-blown skin in the game, stepping the F up, and fighting for my life and for my dream like my life depends on it. And with that attitude of I can, I am, and I will, I'm fucking having the soulmate, I'm having my dream life, I am having it all, what do you think happened? I'm now the one-earring bandit that is able to help so many women around the world have their dream. Your dream is significant. Your dream matters. You matter. You wanting to have a soulmate relationship, please don't quit on that. Please stop acting like the victim who's talking yourself out of that and saying, oh, well, that's for other people. It doesn't look good on you. It's not serving you. But any of my women, I've got two of them right here, Sally and Juju, this was a decision that was uncomfortable, right? You're both from the UK and you were both like, really? Actually, Sally wasn't. You were just like, yeah. For Juju, look, for both of you, to be honest, you were both a HELLZ yes, but there was definitely some fear that came up at the time, but it was good fear. It was fear that was saying to you, wow, I'm actually doing something about this. I'm actually getting myself a solution. And here you are now in a very different place, living your best life. And it's a constant, right? It doesn't stop after soul to soul. This is about continuing on once you get the process, once you get the foundation to continue on. But I just want to remind you that it's not about having everything figured up. It's about following through on a feeling. And it's either, yes, this feels right to me. And yes, I want to change my life. Or no, I want to keep putting stuff in the way. I want to keep holding myself back. And I want to keep sabotaging my life. They're the options. Okay? You're never going to figure it all out when it comes to the love space. You've got to trust and believe in the unseen and listen to your heart, because the heart will never lead you astray. It's your head that's leading you astray right now. And once you move from the head down into the heart and you really taste what life is like when you live from that space, it's a whole different ball game. It's like you start seeing in Technicolor. All right, so Sally, I'm going to come and chat to you right now. Bella, will you say hello to all the girls and tell them that they should have their dream and that they've got to fight for it? Yeah, that was adorable. Beautiful girl. And she's saying, great, now can I have my lunch? Beautiful. I'm sending you so much love, queens, but please don't try and be reasonable with your dream. Okay, don't try and be comfortable. Don't try and half do this. First of all, I won't invite you in. But secondly, you gotta be all in. You gotta be feeling all the feels. You gotta feel the fear and realize that it's good fear because you're uncomfortable and you know you're on the brink of changing your life. That means you're on the right track. And none of this is possible without taking action and making a decision, which starts with a Y and ends in an S. And when you say yes to you, the whole universe says yes to you. That is powerful. Bye.